at building an image. And the image means we have to basically create an image that can actually spark that imagination in the mind of our reader. How do we do that? What techniques do we use? What rules do we follow? We basically have to go about it in terms of figurative language. Figurative language is also called literary devices. We also call them the kind of language that sparks or give our imagination that boost, basically, in a manner of speaking. All right? It gives that boost to our, writing. Okay? Yesterday, we learned about, or we tried to learn about, simile, metaphor, personification. We're going to do this again so that the students who particularly did not understand it yesterday, they'll find it easy enough to follow now, okay? Sabse pehle we have a simile. This is something you guys have, heard about at least बहुत बार. At least. इतना तो मुझे पता है. ऐसा ही है ना? कि you have heard the word simile. समझ आया नहीं आया वो एक अलग बात है. Simile is when we make a comparison between two things using like or as. Make sense? So we use like or as. So for example, I can say he is brave like a lion. If I say this, he is brave like a lion, this is a simile. Yes, as white as snow. Well done, Zuna. Excellent. So as or like jahan par aa jata hai na, whenever we use these two words, that is a simile in writing. We are comparing two things with each other, obviously. Or we are comparing the first mainly with the other one. Alright, the former with the latter. Okay? Yahan tak we have understood? Do we understand so far? Okay. Next up, metaphor is, I call them sister devices. क्योंकि ये इनमें कुछ ज़्यादा difference नहीं होता. So what exactly is a metaphor? So metaphor is the opposite of a simile. इसमें हम दो चीज़ों को compare नहीं करते हैं. And we do not use like or as at all. हम हटा देते हैं बल्कि वो. So if my sentence is he is brave like a lion, I will instead say he is a brave lion. So in this case, I make these two things one thing. She is as white as snow? No, she is like snow. Yeah, she is snow. Make sense? When we're talking about someone's complexion perhaps. So simile और metaphor में बिल्कुल छोटा सा difference आता है. Simile, similar, right, comes from the word similar. We use like, as. Okay? Metaphor में we remove the like and the as and we get a metaphor. Easy peasy so far? Good to go? Yahan tak do we understand? Everyone, I either want a thumbs up or a thumbs down. ताकि मुझे समझ आ जाए कि सबको समझ आया है कि नहीं. Okay. Alright, let's see what personification is. अब the third in our category is personification. ये जो तीन basic figurative devices हैं that you need to have a good idea about to use them in your writing. So we have personification. For personification, we use, rather not use, we give human-like qualities to non-living things or animals. So as I told you guys yesterday as well, where we have to implement these, ma'am. हसनैन बेटे आप डिस्क्रिप्टिव में भी कर सकते हैं और आप नैरेटिव में भी कर सकते हैं. नैरेटिव में बस ये होता है कि हमने इसको ओवरडू नहीं करना होता, बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं. बहुत ज़्यादा तो एक्सेस ऑफ एनीथिंग इज रॉन्ग. तो किसी भी चीज़ का एक्सेस तो वैसे भी नहीं करना, दिस एक्सेस ज़्यादा. ओके, बट ये हमारी राइटिंग को बूस्ट करते हैं. एंड ऑब्वियसली एग्जामिनर्स नोटिस, अच्छा बच्चे ने पर्सोनिफिकेशन यूज की हुई है, बच्चे ने मेटाफोर यूज किया हुआ है, सिमिली यूज की हुई है. वाओ, इसको टेक्निक्स आती हैं जिससे एक अच्छा राइटिंग पीस बनता है. मेक सेंस? डू वी अंडरस्टैंड सो फार? ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू personification and its examples now. As I mentioned, yesterday as well. Personification is जब हम एक human quality, human like quality एक ऐसी चीज को दे देते हैं जो नॉन ह्यूमन है. आप बस ये समझ लो, नॉन लिविंग, इनएनिमेट, एनिमल सारा कुछ छोड़ दो. बेसिकली हम एक ह्यूमन क्वालिटी एक नॉन ह्यूमन चीज को दे देते हैं. मेक सेंस? सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई से the sun smiled upon me. Do you guys think the sun can smile? What do you guys think? Isn't it we have to give non-living quality to a human? No. We have to give a human quality to a non-living thing. Or a non-human thing. That is personification. Alright? अच्छा, अब मुझे बताइए, क्या वाकई में sun smile कर सकता है? Can the sun smile? You guys tell me. No, it cannot, right? तो यहाँ पे मैंने अपनी राइटिंग को एक किक दिया, एक बूस्ट दिया. दिस इज इमेजिनेशन. दिस इज द यूज ऑफ अ टेक्निक एट इट्स बेस्ट. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि सूरज वाकई हंस रहा था. अगर हमें सूरज हंसता हुआ नजर आएगा, स्माइल करता हुआ नजर आएगा, दैट इज लिटरली नॉट गोइंग टू बी नाइस. दैट्स गोइंग टू बी स्केरी, इजंट इट? कल जुना ने भी एक एग्जांपल दी थी, मैं भूल गई. जुना, डू यू रिमेंबर व्हाट द एग्जांपल दैट यू गेव अस? इट वाज अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल. जुना ने दी थी या मुकद्दस ने दी थी? किसने दी थी? मैं किसी बच्चे ने खैर दी थी. एनीवे, सो अनदर एग्जांपल कुड बी द विंड विस्पर्ड थ्रू द ट्रीज. कभी कभी हमें हवाओं की हल्की हल्की, हाँ, वेरी गुड, एक्सलेंट मुकद्दस, गुड जॉब. चलो इसको भी डिस्कस करते हैं. द विंड विस्पर्ड थ्रू द ट्रीज. वो जो हल्की हल्की हवा की आवाज आती है ना, एक खास तौर पे इफ वी आर इन द नॉर्दर्न साइड ऑफ द कंट्री, और हमें ऐसा लगता है जैसे विंड विस्पर कर रही है. द विंड इज विस्परिंग समथिंग टू द ट्रीज, बट द विंड इज नॉट विस्परिंग. देयर इज नथिंग गोइंग ऑन बिटवीन द टू ऑफ देम. इट्स जस्ट दैट व्हेन द विंड ब्लोज बिटवीन द ट्रीज, इट क्रिएट्स दैट साउंड जो हमें लगता है जैसे विस्परिंग हो रही है. मेक सेंस? सो इट्स नॉट एक्चुअली whispering. We are giving it that human quality to describe it that way. Similarly, the last piece of cake was calling my name. As I opened the fridge, I saw a gooey piece of chocolate cake lying on the first rack. That last piece was shouting my name. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? केक क्या चिल्ला रहा है? Was the cake shouting? What do you guys think? हैं? Do we think the cake was shouting? No. It's basically that we are giving it that expression. Yes, exactly. So we are giving it the human quality of shouting. क्योंकि ऐसे हमें लग रहा है जैसे वो हमें बुला रहा है अपनी तरफ. But it's basically our own greed that is taking us towards that cake, right? Time is a thief. Exactly. But is time a thief? Time cannot be a thief. Time is not human, is it? So these are some examples of personification. Abhi I have sent you guys, I've uploaded list 1 in the Google Classroom. You have to go through that list. By the way, when we'll get time at the end, I will show you that list as well. Usme kya hai, okay? Inshallah. Yes, it's only our craving, that's right. So these are the first 3 and major parts of language, or you could say figurative language, that we need to build on to give our writing that kick that tells your examiner that you are not a grade 2 kid. You're not a grade... Can you hear me now, Muhammad? Am I audible? Okay. So everyone else can hear me. Muhammad Beta, can you please check the internet at your end? Can you hear me? You cannot hear me? Can you rejoin? I don't think Muhammad can hear me now. The rest of you can hear me? I'm loud and clear to the rest of you? Okay. So, we have simile, we have metaphor, we have personification. Next up, we have a hyperbole. Who can tell me what a hyperbole is? Hasnain, you were in class yesterday. Do you remember what hyperbole is, beta? Can you tell me what hyperbole is? Exaggeration. Well done. Excellent, Muqaddas. Hyperbole means when we literally exaggerate. We literally are exaggerating. That's the point. Right? It's clear now. Okay, Mohammed. That's good, beta. So hyperbole का मतलब होता है एक की 10 लगाना, basically, which is very common in our society, right? So hyperbole literally English में हम इसको exaggeration कहते हैं. उर्दू में समझने के लिए literally एक की 10 लगाना. Not really. I mean, she sounds stupid is an expression. You could say imagery maybe, but not hyperbole exactly. Hyperbole hoga, I am so hungry that I can eat a horse. Unless the horse is halal or like it's the only animal left, no one's going to be eating it, right? I am so hungry that I can eat a horse. मुझे इतनी भूख लगी है कि मैं कुछ भी खा सकती हूँ इस वक्त. And lots of people say that in Pakistani society as well. Expression के wise, I remember I had a friend in school and one day she goes like कि मुझे इतनी भूख लगी है कि मैं चूहे भी खा सकती हूँ. Can you guys eat चूहे? Can you guys eat mice? Yeah? Do you think that's something factual? Unless again you're living in some part of the world where eating mice is absolutely normal. You cannot, right? My friend was living in Pakistan. Okay? So we will not. इसी तरह से है ना? तो this is exaggeration. Similarly, उफ अल्लाह मैं इतनी थकी हुई हूँ कि मैंने नहीं उठना. मैं सोती जाऊंगी. I am so tired I can sleep for an eternity. Yes. She cried an ocean of tears. Ocean का मतलब है डूब गया सारा कुछ. Can anyone cry that much कि सब कुछ डूब गया? Ocean is endless, isn't it? Similarly, अगर आप सोते ही रह गए, that is death. That is not sleeping. So ये expressions हम use करते हैं किसी चीज को intensely describe करने के लिए. Make sense? Do you guys understand? यहाँ तक are we cool? Good? All of us? मुझे सबके thumbs up नहीं नजर आ रहे, सिर्फ जूना का आ रहा है. I want a thumbs up, guys. Okay, chalo, good job. Okay, so hyperbole is out of the way as well. Then next up we have alliteration or alliteration. Just breaking it up for you guys. What is alliteration? It is basically the repetition of the same consonant sounds. अब आप लोग obviously क्योंकि literature तो पढ़ते नहीं हो, तो I will not go into a lot of detail, but alliteration तक तो हम language के students को भी सिखाते हैं ताकि you can use these figurative devices as part of your writing. So alliteration का मतलब होता है 3-4 words अगर साथ आ रहे हैं तो उनका पहला जो letter है ना वो एक ही हो और consonant हो. Consonants क्या होते हैं? Who can tell me? What are consonants, guys? Okay, good enough, Hasnain. Good job then. So consonants होते क्या हैं? Who can tell me? For the convenience of the others. Yes. All the letters apart from vowels. They are what we call, these are vowels, and B, D, C, F, H, K, etc. etc. These are what we call consonants. ठीक हो गया? Good to go? तो ये जो consonant की sound repeat होती है ना, उसको हम कहते हैं alliteration. अगर vowels की sound repeat हो, उसको हम कुछ और कहते हैं, assonance कहते हैं. We won't do that. So let's see an example. I can write down big brown baker, salty sea shells. Make sense? She sounds stupid. Do we understand? Yes? Are we good to go? बच्चों यहाँ तक clear हो गया है? And I really want to see this in your writings, okay? The reason why I'm teaching you all these techniques is because मुझे A star चाहिए, okay? And I am telling you guys this कि you guys can even aim for distinctions as well if you only work hard enough. इवन वो भी हमारे पास इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है, क्योंकि हमने लिटरल कैम्ब्रिज का कोड क्रैक कर दिया सारा कुछ, तो रह क्या गया पीछे? ओनली योर प्रैक्टिस, दैट्स इट. इवन डिस्टिंक्शन इज नॉट इम्पॉसिबल नाउ बच्चों. अच्छा, सो वी कैन सी सिमिली भी हो गया, मेटाफोर भी हो गया, पर्सोनिफिकेशन भी हो गई, मैंने आपको हाइपरबोली भी समझा दिया है, और इलिट्रेशन भी. इसके अलावा हमें इडियम्स भी समझने होते हैं. इडियम्स क्या होते हैं बच्चों? हु कैन टेल मी व्हाट इडियम्स आर? Who can tell me what idioms are? I call them that there are a bunch of words thrown together in a phrase that does not make any literal sense. उसका कोई सर पैर नहीं बनता, basically. Make sense? So for example, if I say it is raining cats and dogs, क्या मतलब है? ऊपर से कुत्ते बिल्ली गिर रहे हैं. What do you guys think? हाँ, टेक्निकली किसी को अगर इंग्लिश का ना पता हो और आप बोलो ओह माय गॉड इट इज रेनिंग कैट्स एंड डॉग्स, तो क्या मतलब है? कि ऊपर आसमान से आर देयर डॉग्स फॉलिंग, आर देयर कैट्स फॉलिंग, क्या गिर रहा है? हाँ, यस, इट मीन्स कि इट इज रेनिंग इंटेंसली, बारिश जोरों शोरों से हो रही है, राइट? इफ आई से आई लेट द कैट आउट ऑफ द बैग, वेरी गुड. सुना, क्या मतलब है? मैंने बिल्ली को बैग में से बाहर निकाल दिया. What was my cat बिचारी doing in the bag in the first place? इसका क्या मतलब होता है? Who can tell me कि क्या मतलब है इसका? What do you think this means, guys? Let the cat out of the bag? No. To tell a secret. When you divulge a secret, that's what it means. Similarly, if I say a piece of cake, that's a piece of cake, man. What does that mean? क्या मतलब होता है? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Very good. Something seems fishy. Something seems fishy. क्या मतलब है? Who can tell me? Something's off. Something doesn't seem exactly. कोई problem है. और एक और very interesting idiom. I used this with a bunch of 8th graders when I used to teach 8th grade, and I used it. They had a competition or something. I said, "Break a leg." क्या मतलब है? अपनी लात तोड़वा कर आ जाओ. हाँ, लातें तोड़वा के आ जाओ दोनों टांगे. Good luck. Break a leg. That's what it means. Are you good, guys? So idioms की भी पूरी list होती है. I will provide you with that. Okay? यहाँ तक are we understood? कोई क्वेश्चंस हैं किसी के? नाउ वी हैव डन सिमिलीज, मेटाफोर, पर्सोनिफिकेशन, हाइपरबोली, इडियम्स एंड इलिट्रेशन. कोई क्वेश्चंस? नो. एक और होता है, ओनोमेटोपिया भी होता है, वो भी मैं करवा दूंगी वैसे ना. आई एम कंफ्यूज्ड. बेटा इडियम्स क्या होते हैं हसनैन? बंच ऑफ रैंडम वर्ड्स थ्रोन टुगेदर जिनका कोई लिटरल मीनिंग नहीं बनता. एक्चुअल उनका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. पीस ऑफ केक का मतलब पीस ऑफ केक नहीं है, उसका एक्चुअल मीनिंग ये बनता है एज एन इडियम कि समथिंग विच इज वेरी इजी और सिंपल. मेक सेंस? तो इडियम्स वो लैंग्वेज डिवाइसेस हैं दैट एक्चुअली बूस्ट योर राइटिंग बाय मेकिंग योर रीडर यू नो अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्टेक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ थिंग्स. मेक सेंस? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड हसनैन? दो इसको हम मुहावरे कहते हैं उर्दू में बेटा. उर्दू में भी हम ये करते हैं, बल्कि आप तो कराची में. आर यू उर्दू स्पीकर हसनैन? आप उर्दू स्पीकर हो? हाँ, तो फिर तो आप मेरे बिल्कुल बेस्ट फ्रेंड हो गए इन उर्दू. लेट मी गिव यू अ फ्यू एग्जांपल्स जो हम उर्दू स्पीकर्स यूज करते हैं. ना अच्छा, एक whenever my siblings fight, whenever my brother and sister they fight, my mother she likes to use this मुहावरा, उर्दू का idiom, ना अंधा बाए ना अंधे बिन चैन आए. Have you guys heard about it? ना अंधा भाई ना अंधे बिन चैन आए. So basically my sister is older, she's only 1 year younger than me, but our brother is 8 years younger than us. Still they both fight like cats and dogs. तो होता ये है कि whenever my sister and my brother fight, मेरा भाई बाद में भी मेरी बहन के पीछे जाता है, but they are very close that way. तो my mother always say कि ना अंधा पसंद आता है, but जाना भी अंधे के पीछे ही है. To my brother basically, कि ना तुम्हें वो पसंद आता, तुम्हारी लड़ाई भी होती है उसके साथ, but तुम फिर भी उसी के पीछे जाते हो. So basically ना अंधा भाई ना अंधे बिन चैन आए. अच्छा एक और है, आसमान से गिरा खजूर में अटका. सुना है कभी? Have you guys heard about it? आसमान से गिरा खजूर में अटका, क्या मतलब है? बेचारा एक प्रॉब्लम में ऑलरेडी था, फिर दूसरी प्रॉब्लम भी आ गई. सो अच्छा, बगल में बच्चा शहर में ढंढोरा, सुना है? Have you guys heard about it? No? तो ये सारे उर्दू के मुहावरे हैं, राइट? तो इसी तरह से we have these English idioms. Piece of cake, let the cat out of the bag. We have it's raining cats and dogs. Burn the midnight. खरबूजा देखा खरबूजा. बिल्कुल, very good मुकद्दस. खरबूजे को देख के खरबूजे ने रंग पकड़ लिया. Exactly. कंपनी के ऊपर, इन्फ्लुएंस के ऊपर होता है. Good job. I am proud of you guys. Well done. तो ये हमारे उर्दू के भी मुहावरे होते हैं और इंग्लिश में भी होते हैं. और इंग्लिश में हम उनको idioms कहते हैं. All right? Or idioms, as the right pronunciation is. Idioms, not idioms. Anyway, अब what are some 4 ways that can actually make an image fail in the mind of a reader? या जब हम we force too grand for the thing described, कहीं पे हमारा कोई idiom या कोई simile या कोई metaphor जो है वो नहीं fit हो रहा, but हम उसे घुसा के दम लेंगे, basically, right? हमें है कि नहीं, मैंने तो लिखना ही लिखना है, कुछ भी हो जाए मुझे नंबर मिलेंगे. What we do with fancy words, हमें पता भी नहीं होता fancy words का मतलब, इसका word मतलब क्या है, ये किसी context में fit हो भी रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा, but हम क्या कहते हैं, नहीं, मैंने ये word याद किया है and I will use it in my writing. It's not going to get you marks though. You know what I'm saying? So don't force it. Then cliche, बार बार कोई एक ही stupid सा expression, कोई stupid सा what do you call it, expression हो गया, phrase हो गया, वो use करना, that has been too overused, that's a cliche, right? फिर mismatched, कोई चीज जो मूड के हिसाब से फिट ना हो रही हो राइटिंग में, but again we're trying hard to fit it, and unclear, the comparison doesn't work. For example, अभी एक बच्चे ने the one who was taking the class before you guys, उसने writing में use किया हुआ था that the cold knob was the doorknob was as cold as an iceberg. अब मुझे समझ आ रहा है कि वो क्या कोशिश की है उस बेचारे ने लिखने की, बट उसका कोई सेंस नहीं बना, राइट? Instead, the better would have been that the doorknob was as cold as ice. That's fine. Makes sense? So we have to make sure that the comparison is clear. It makes sense. Are we good to go, bachcho? Understood? Okay. So worked examples. Here we go. Accurate क्या है? The kettle muttered to itself on the stove. जब kettle की whistle बज रही होती है, right? When it's humming. So personification that suits the small domestic sounds. This is absolutely good. Forced. The kettle screamed like a wounded animal facing its end. भाई क्यों? It's not like the kettle is being killed. है ना? So it's far too violent for a cup of tea. It doesn't fit. It's forced. Cliche. The sun was a golden ball in the sky. We have all seen that 1,000 times. You don't need it. Okay? You have to come up with something original. Mismatch. The graveyard sparkled cheerfully in the mist. Do you think a graveyard can actually sparkle cheerfully, guys? What do you guys think? Can a graveyard and cheerful go in the same sentence? Cannot. Graveyard is not a place of cheer, of joy, of happiness, right? So ये आ गया हमारे पास activity 9. I expect you guys to do it, okay? It can scare the sparkly, that's right. Scare the bejesus out of it, honestly. So, अब हमने क्या करना है? मैंने already ये वाली worksheet upload कर दी है. You guys have to start working on it step by step, activity by activity, ताकि you can also revise what we have been doing in the class so far, okay? Now, let's move on to avoid the cliche trap. Obviously, given the situation, this is what we have next. Cliche traps avoid करने हमने. Once we avoid the cliche traps, We understand that now our material is original, and that's what's going to get us that grade. All right. So a cliche is a phrase that the reader has met too often to feel anything. So replace it with something you've actually seen. This is why, bachcho, I say that whenever you go out, try to actually observe your surroundings. Observe people, observe places, observe situations, all right? And actually try to use those in your writings. Because the original experience beats any cliche that you might have come across in a novel or in writing whatsoever, okay? So, examiner read thousands of scripts. So a tired phrase stands out at once. The aim is not to make every phrase longer or more complicated. Once the repair is shorter and plainer, because you swap a borrowed phrase from one honest observation. So let's see. For each cliche, write a precise observation that it could replace it in a description. Her heart was pounding in her chest. अभी मैंने कितनी बार सुना है? Every other child, maybe 8 out of 10 kids, 8 out of 10 students write this expression somewhere or the other. Change it. She noticed she was holding her breath. She realized she was digging her nails into the palm of her hand. Blood droplets trickle down. Make sense? Do you guys understand? Be original. Be yourselves. I want to see what goes on in your minds because none of you is dumb. I cannot stress on this enough. You're all, mashallah, intelligent kids. Alright? So use your brains because you can. So again, this is activity 10 and this is your homework. We will move on to create atmosphere without naming it now. Acha, this is something that, remember I talked about the show Do Not Tell technique? We remember that? This technique? Show, don't tell. This simply means कि मुझे बताओ मत, मुझे दिखाओ. अपने वर्ड से मुझे इमेजिन करवाओ कि वहां क्या हुआ था. Your writing should be that powerful कि मुझे पढ़ के ना समझ आए, सिर्फ मेरे दिमाग में एक इमेज बन जाए. What you saw should automatically be in my mind as well through your writing. Make sense? So we create an atmosphere without naming it. Do not tell the reader a place is lonely. Choose details until the reader feels it for themselves. So, what example? The same bench, 2 moods. Now we have a bench as the setting, but 2 moods. The first mood is a welcoming mood, and the other is lonely. Let's see how the image or how the atmosphere has been made. The bench had worn smooth, where people had sat for years and someone had left a paper bag face down, still waiting to be finished. हमें समझ आया कि ये एक ऐसा बेंच है जहाँ लोग आते हैं, बैठते हैं, अपना काम करते हैं और चले जाते हैं. That is why it has been worn. It's worn smooth. Bed बैठ के उसकी wood probably is not that shiny as it used to be, but it's a welcoming place. Maybe it's the only bench in a park. A park that's visited by families, friends, children hanging out. So that creates a welcoming image of a neighborhood park, right? Do you guys see that? So the atmosphere is welcoming. Lonely, the bench stood at the far end of the path. One slat missing. Slat क्या होता है? वो जो उसके बीच का पट्टा सा जो होता है ना, basically like a piece of wood. A crisp packet trembling against its leg in the wind. शायद बेचारे पे कोई बैठता ही नहीं है. No one comes to sit on it. Maybe it's too far. Maybe it's one of the many benches in the park and it's too far off into the park that no one goes to sit there. All the other benches who are, the ones that you can see or near the entrance or maybe where the rides, the swings are, maybe children or people sit there. So this example, this line, it created the image of a lonely atmosphere. Do we understand? Guys, are we following? देखो ये सारा कुछ समझाने का मतलब क्या है? You guys practice on these things ताकि you get the hang of them and then you use them in your writings. Alright? That's the point, बच्चों, okay? I'm just trying to make sure that no matter what, even though we had less time for October, November, we still cover each and everything possible. आप लोगों को कोई भी मुश्किल ना हो, okay? So कोई चीज ना समझ आए मुझसे पूछो खुल के, बट प्रैक्टिस आप लोगों ने करनी है. ओके, डू वी अंडरस्टैंड? चलो लेट्स मूव ऑन. Your neutral stance. A classroom at the end of the school day, chairs are on the desks, a window is open, the board still has writing on it, a clock ticks on the wall. This is neutral, is it not? This is just depicting the image of a classroom, how it looks like at the end of a school day. The janitors come in, they clean the room, they put the chairs on, perhaps the whiteboard still has writing on it, the clock is still clicking on the wall, waiting for the next day, waiting for students to come back, right? Do we understand? Okay. So guys, you know what activity 11 is about now? Have you got it? Will you be able to do it? Are we good to go? Chalo. The camera lens method. अच्छा, अब ये वाला जो एक method है ना, it's mainly for kids who will actually go ahead with descriptive writing. So think like a film camera. Show the whole screen, then move in, then move out again. So zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out, right? So this is an important technique that is used generally for descriptive writing. A good description does not stay at one distance. It guides the reader's eye the way a camera guides a viewer. Camera हमें सारा कुछ दिखाता है. Not just one thing. It takes in an aerial view as well. It takes a bird eye view as well. It takes a close-up as well. It zooms in, it zooms out, right? So just like that, it's better to establish the shot, the whole platform. Okay, this is the setting. This is the place that I'm going to be discussing about. This is the place that I'm going to be describing, right? Then medium focus the bench, the clock, the pool light. This image that you can see, right? Talk about it because that's the focal point. That's the center. Maybe that's what our description is about, depending on the topic. Then close up, single detail, the frayed handle of a case, what is lying on the bench, maybe if there's something, what does the bench look like, what does the street lights look like. Make sense? Move, shift to another detail nearby. Maybe there's a dustbin. Maybe there's an abandoned car. Maybe there's a man standing in the shadows. Make sense? And lastly, the final image. Pull back and leave one lasting picture. This is a technique that will give your writing a flair like any other. Do we understand? Are we good to go? Zuna continues giving me the thumbs up, and Muhammad, I hope the rest are following as well. Then next up we obviously have activity 12. We will sequence the shots. So below are 5 details from the station scene in the wrong order. Number them 1 to 5 so that the description moves from the widest view to a close detail and then pulls back. Okay, we'll leave it. We have to complete QK. You guys will do it on your own, okay? So now foreground, middle ground, and background. I will be sending you guys, by the way, a marketplace picture properly and a few other illustrations properly, okay? So you guys can then work on it. Anyway, study the 3 layers of the scene. Note the details you would use for each. Then decide the order you would describe them in. What do you think you see in the foreground, which is the closest? What do you see in the middle? Basically, not too much in the background, but like a little behind the foreground. And then obviously, what do you see in the background? Like if you go far away. Okay. Next up we have viewpoint and perspective. Where the observer stands changes everything. This is important, guys, okay? So choose a viewpoint and hold it steady. How are you discussing or how are you writing the descriptive? What character or what place do you have in that descriptive? The same street looks different depending on who sees it and from where. Someone who lives there on the street might see it differently as opposed to someone who is visiting for the first time. Make sense? So someone fixed, the observer stays in one point. For example, so you see, I'll tell you something very interesting. When I'm sitting here and taking my classes, I have this window right beside my table in the room. And when I look out, I see a couple of houses. I see a street light. I see people at times. I see some construction going on. I see a plot, an empty plot. And that's it. Because my view is limited. I can see nothing else. My view is limited. I'm sitting in one position and that's all I can see. Maybe if I change my seating a bit, I might be able to see more. And if I actually go out onto that street, I might be even able to see better. So what does the entire street looks like? How many houses are there? What more can I actually observe depends on how my movement is like. So that is how a fixed person describes something. I cannot describe beyond what my eye cannot see, right? Then moving. The observer walks through the scene. High, looking down from a window or hill. Low, close to the ground, a child or an animal. Within a crowd, pressed among others, seeing in glimpses. You might have actually come across this sort of an observation coming from maybe police officers or detectives in movies and in crime shows. They go up, down, वो हर तरफ से देखते हैं कि situation कैसी है, so that they might be able to get onto some clues. Have you guys seen any such movies or TV series? So this gives us an idea of how exactly observation differs. अगर मैं छत पे जाके खड़ी हो जाऊंगी तो मुझे और बहुत कुछ नजर आएगा जो मुझे नीचे जमीन पे नहीं नजर आएगा. Make sense? जी बच्चों, do we understand so far? Are we good to go? Okay. So from a high window from up here, the street was a narrow channel. The milk bottles on the doorstep no bigger than chess pieces. ऊपर से मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है. From the pavement, जैसे नहीं होता. I'm sure all of you have at some point in your life you have taken an airplane ride. Have you guys been anywhere by air? कभी तो जिंदगी में एक बार तो maybe you have, maybe. Anyone who's been by air, whenever you look down, do you not see, या तो you see greenery, if that place is green, it has greenery, और मैंने तो बेचारे कराची को जब भी ऊपर से देखा है, मैंने सिर्फ और सिर्फ मिट्टी और रेत देखी है. बेचारे कराची में तो है ही नहीं ग्रीनरी. सो लाहौर डिफरेंट होता है. When I went to Baku, I saw the Caspian Sea. When I went to Skardu, I saw the most amazing peaks of my life. So you see, different. इसका ये मतलब तो नहीं है ना कि बेचारे कराची में सिर्फ रेत है, जमीन है, घर भी हैं, गाड़ियां भी हैं, शॉपिंग मॉल्स भी हैं, बीच भी है बेचारा एक आधे दो चार basically. So, but that is what I see from above, right? Yes, exactly. Yes, those as well, Hastan, you're right. Wow, it's basically an art to navigate Karachi's traffic. I get that. अच्छा, but अगर मैं वही चीज नीचे से देखूंगी, मैं खड़ी हो जाती हूँ किसी रोड पे, मे बी लाहौर का माल रोड या कराची का तारिक रोड, I'll see something else entirely जो मुझे ऊपर से नजर नहीं आएगा, right? So different points, different things that you will see, different observations. All right. So guys, this is your task now, activity 14, and you'll work on it. Okay. And here we go. Structure and focus. Structure for deliberate effect. So a description needs a plan but not a formula. Here are several shapes that work. Choose one to suit your scene. That means you will use one of these templates basically, not all of them. You have a wide to close. पहले आप पूरी जगह को बताओ, फिर close कर दो. Close to wide, इस तरह description दो. Outside to inside, right? Calm to chaotic, जिसमें ये examiners हमारे Cambridge वाले, they give us this particular topic as well, जिसमें they talk about describe the marketplace at 2 points, when it's opening up and when it's closing. Obviously, when it's opening up, it's a bit calm, but when it's closing down, it's basically at the most chaotic point of the day, right? फिर before and after बता सकते हैं किसी चीज़ का, light to darkness, depending on our topic, depending on our prompt. Circular, जहाँ से शुरू हुए थे वहीं पे we will end. So end of the image you opened with, now you see it differently. For example, let's suppose my description starts with a diary at the center point. Maybe at the beginning I simply saw it as a diary, but by the end I see that this diary is important for many people in different capacities. It's not just a diary. It's important. It's significant in people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So circular and movement through space. travel through the setting, describing what comes into view. So all of this bachcho will depend on the prompt that you are given, but this is exactly what you need to then see. This is why I want you to revert back on this particular PDF, decide for yourself which particular structure you can lead with. All right, are we good? So this is a choice, and I want you to make this choice properly on your own. Okay. ओके आप ये देखो मैच स्ट्रक्चर टू प्रॉम्प्ट. चलो जल्दी से ये कितना रह गया हमारा, अभी रहते हैं हम. ठीक है, ये भी फिर आप लोग कर लेना. And let's move on. I'm not stopping at any activities even though I want to, but I really want to just wrap this up in the last 10 minutes now. Paragraphing and cohesion. Paragraphing and cohesion, it goes withothat saying कि बहुत important है. अगर मेरा sentence start हो रहा है, it was a bright sunny day, first stop, और उसके बाद मैं लिख रही हूँ I had toast for breakfast. नहीं, it was a bright sunny day, first stop, Jim kicked the ball. कोई सेंस बन रहा है? It was a bright sunny day, full stop. Jim kicked the ball. It doesn't make sense. Cohesiveness नहीं है, connection नहीं है, टूटा हुआ connection है, broken basically. It needs to be like this, but it's this, broken, right? So we have to make sure that there is cohesiveness. Paragraphing is proper. Paragraphing proper नहीं होगी writing में, it doesn't give a good idea. All right, so each new paragraph should move the description somewhere, a new focus, a new distance, a change of light. Link them with quiet transitions rather than mechanical ones. ये moreover however use नहीं करना इतना ज़्यादा, क्योंकि हमारी composition writing में ये use नहीं होता to that extent. All right, understand that बच्चों. So transitions that read naturally. Nearer the window, the air was cooler. जी हसनैन बेटा, go on. Hasnain, are you there? Can you hear me? Okay, beta. So nearer the window, the air was colder. Beyond the stalls, the road fell away. Maybe landsliding. North वाली side पे बहुत ज़्यादा होती है. By the time the light reached the far wall, where the path turned, the noise dropped. Now, do you see the kind of sentence starters we have? The kind of opening paragraph sentence structures we have. These are not where you use words like moreover or however or words like that. Because these words are basically more formal in nature. हमने नहीं use करना है, ठीक है? Mechanical links to avoid, like I said, firstly, secondly, finally. Moving on to the next thing, another thing I could see was in conclusion. ये mechanical है. This is more formal in nature. For articles, reports, speeches, letter, emails. All right? Are we good, बच्चों? यहाँ तक understood है? I'm not getting this one. Okay. मुकद्दस, this is basically about transitions. हमारा जब एक sentence दूसरे में जाता है, एक पहला सेंटेंस दूसरे से कनेक्ट होता है, दूसरा तीसरे से कनेक्ट होता है, तो वो कौन से पॉइंट्स होने चाहिए? माय प्रीवियस इंग्लिश टीचर टॉट मी राइट हाउएवर फर्दरमोर, नॉट ओनली इन फॉर्मल राइटिंग हसन, आर्टिकल्स, स्पीचेस, समरीज, इन चीजों में. नैरेटिव डिस्क्रिप्टिव्स में इट बिकम्स यार व्हाट द हेल आर यू राइटिंग, यू नो, ये कोई फॉर्मल चीज तो नहीं है, ये तो कहानी है. यू हैव टू मेक इट मोर इंटरेस्टिंग टू फॉलो. बाय द टाइम आई रीच देयर, या नियर द विंडो, या एज आई टर्न द कॉर्नर, ब्ला ब्ला ब्ला. सो ये आपकी वो स्मूथ ट्रांजिशंस होने चाहिए जैसे जिंदगी में आपके नॉर्मली होते हैं, जनरली होते हैं. मेक सेंस? तो ये वाले ट्रांजिशंस नहीं यूज करने हैं. दिस बेसिकली मेक्स राइटिंग रोबोटिक, मैकेनिकल. इट टेक्स आउट दैट ह्यूमन वार्मथ एंड इमोशंस वाला एस्पेक्ट फ्रॉम इट. ऑलराइट, देखते ही देखते वक्त बदल गया. हम ये तो नहीं कहते ना मोर ओवर टाइम चेंज, हम उसको थोड़ा सा नुआंस देते हैं, उसमें इमोशंस लाते हैं. That's what literature is. That's what writing is. The beauty of it, it is an art that we need to master. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes writing good, interesting to follow. Are you good so far? चल. Sentence control. Sentence control के ऊपर तो मैंने बहुत पहले बात की है narrative में भी. तो just quickly go through it. Sentence का मतलब ये होता है कि simple, compound और complex तीनों होने चाहिए आपकी writing में. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक आ गया ठीक है, दूसरा आ गया ठीक है, तीसरा आ गया ठीक है, बट तीनों साथ नहीं आ रहे. All three of them together makes a good flow of writing. So length and structure control pace. Short sentence drops the reader along, one carries them along. Simple sentences are mainly used for impact. Stop, breathe, relax. I ate and slept. गुस्से में नहीं करती अभी भी, मैं खाना खा के सोई, that's it. आगे दूसरी तीसरी बात ना कर. You know what I'm saying? तो ये उर्दू में भी है, इंग्लिश में भी है. They are for impact mainly. जब हम किसी चीज को emphasize करते हैं. But the longer the sentence are, the more descriptive it becomes, more poetic in nature. Do you guys understand? Are we following? सबको समझ आ रहा है? Literally सबको? All right. So you guys have to work on this activity. Punctuation आ जाता है. Punctuation वाला जो topic है ना, I'm leaving it out right now. Punctuation पे हमने बात करनी है. ये एक major grammar topic है और इसके ऊपर मैं अलग से बात करूंगी, ठीक है? अच्छा, अभी आ गया आपके पास openings that establish a scene. So some openings that will establish a scene. These are some opening examples that are given basically. So rank the openings. These four openings answer the same title. Describe an old market hall. So rank them from the strongest to the lowest, the weakest. Then note what raises or lowers each one of them. बच्चों, I kid you not. ये सारी activities एक बार कर लोगे. Not only will this help you in your narrative, but obviously in your descriptive and only on in your narrative as well. Can I consider these for narratives? ये तो सिर्फ एक activity है हसन बेटा, जिसमें you will be rating the best rating, the best opening to the weakest one. If you want openings, I will send you a list for those. ठीक है? I will send you a PDF for that. Okay? वो मैं openings की भेज दूँगी. All right? I will be sending a lot of these things वैसे. फिर आपने अपनी कुछ openings लिखनी है activities में sound की opening हो, close detail and whole view. So ये वाला activity भी आपने करनी है. Ending that leaves an impression, obviously. End should be good. By the end, a person should not be bored out reading your piece. So some endings that work are final close up, return to the image, cyclical you could say. Sorry, मैम मैंने GCR में देखा है, देखो assignments I have uploaded 2 PDFs in the morning बेटा मुकद्दस. अभी तक तो 4 होंगे total. There must be 4 PDFs in total in the GCR now. Okay? चेक कर लेना एक बार, नहीं मिलते तो फिर मैं देखती हूँ, ठीक है? अच्छा, subtle change, कोई चीज जो आपकी शुरू में डिफरेंट थी एंड डिफरेंट हो गई. Contrast and reflective. And endings to avoid. Reflective का मतलब आपको पता है कि जैसे आप शुरू में थे वैसे ही होना चाहिए. You learned something. अच्छा, suddenly explaining a moral or message, that is not description. Turning the description into a story with a twist, not a description. Narrative नहीं है. And then I woke up, description, narrative again. ऐसे नहीं करना, ठीक है? Simply repeating the place was nice. Very bogus ending. ऐसे नहीं करना. Do we understand बच्चों? Are we good to go? यहाँ तक कोई questions हैं that doesn't like you have in your mind stuck somewhere, doesn't make sense? Okay. So again, activity is about writing a circular ending and a final close-up. This is basically a weak paragraph as a model, and okay. Then you move on and you understand. Okay, hold on. Yes. So basically, how can you actually build a good paragraph step by step? So work through the paragraph with these 5 moves, then write your improved version below. Make sure that your paragraph has that substance in it. It has the right kind of information that one paragraph needs. So for first and foremost, if you're repeating vocabulary, that's wrong. Don't do it. That gives a very bad impression to the reader. Do not use vague words, use topic-related vocabulary. Select and focus on the details that are more important to your descriptive. Vary your sentences like I told you. Simple sentences are for impact. Longer sentences, generally complex, they are more for descriptive, right? They're more for giving more details. And correct your errors. So for example, ये वो errors हैं, ये punctuation errors हो सकते हैं. Writing 2 words as one, that becomes 1 word. Writing proper contractions, so on and so forth. Even spellings as well. This is a model paragraph analysis now. You will go through this properly. This is a good paragraph और ये उसका analysis है. These are some of the points that I want you to focus on. Okay? You will go through this on your own because we don't have time. And then we have the visual writing challenge. इसके लिए I will send you the illustration again though. All right? I will, and this is the last few pages basically tells you how to plan the response. जी बच्चों. Are we good? Then we are proofreading, progress tracker, so on and so forth. Obviously, basically these are for my students that I teach physically more, but I cannot track your progress like that, you know, in this case. G, have we understood it all? What do you guys think? Does it all make sense? I know it's a lot of details, but you see details होती ही इतनी हैं. हमें लगता है जब हम इंग्लिश पढ़ना स्टार्ट करते हैं कि कुछ भी नहीं है. आई नो दिस इज वाई मेजोरिटी ऑफ द किड्स टेकिंग अक्टूबर नवंबर बिलीव कि 2-3 महीने में पेपर हो जाएगा. बट ट्रस्ट मी, लैंग्वेज में बहुत कुछ होता है बच्चों करने वाला.